So maybe just starting out by taking in a deep breath through the nose. Deep inhale, deeper than normal, and even longer exhale. Even longer than the inhale. So once again, taking in a deep breath. And a long exhale through the nose. And one more time, allowing the mind to set and settle on the breath. Deep inhale, filling up that belly. And long exhale, longer than the inhale if possible. And then whenever you're ready, just breathing in normally, allowing the body to breathe. There's no need to control or change the breath in any way. The body breathes all on its own, and so just allowing the body to breathe. Settling into this moment. Arriving to this moment exactly as you are. And just for this moment, there's no agenda, there's no to-do list. There's just this moment here right now. If there is a lot going on in the mind or in the heart, emotions that might be here right now, or even in the body, maybe physical sensations right now that might be difficult. Whatever it is that is part of your present moment right now, just allowing it all to be here. There's no need to push it away. There's no need to fight it. But just allowing, coming in with a sense of acceptance for whatever is here. And again, this doesn't mean that we don't do anything about it. It just means that we acknowledge it for what it is at this moment. And then patience, we patiently just wait for the moment to unfold. Wait for whatever is here to remain, knowing that it will change on its own, just like everything else. And so if possible, bring in a sense of kindness to the moment. Embracing whatever it is that's here right now. Maybe you can feel your feet solid on the ground. The body resting on the chair. Or lying down on the floor or the mat or the cushion. And allowing for this moment to be all you got right now. Perhaps the invitation is, what if, hypothetically speaking, this was the only minute that you ever had? The only moment. Could you invite yourself to maybe be fully aware with it, fully in the moment, embracing everything that's brought to you right now, whatever it is? In a way, being fully present with yourself and being fully present with one another in this space, because we are all connected. We're all one, breathing the same air in some ways. And suffering and joy is no different. We all suffer the same. We all have joys the same way. So embracing everything in this moment. And maybe part of your experience right now is that there might be some tension, some tightness in the body. If you encounter tension or tightness, the invitation is to maybe allow it to soften, but if it decides to be there for now, then that's all right too. And maybe you notice that the breath is choppy, maybe shallow, maybe it's fast, or maybe it's very slow and deep. And that's just what it is for the moment. That's all right. And this being the most important moment of your life, and showing up fully for it. Aware of what's in the mind, aware of what's in the heart, aware of what's in the body at this moment, the only moment we have right now, the present. And could you maybe invite a sense of kindness, a sense of tenderness to the moment? Kind curiosity. Embracing our humanity every time we notice that the mind wanders, that it tells story, it goes from the present, the past. That is part of who we are. That's our humanity. So embracing that and bringing kindness towards it every time you notice that. And as an act of love, you're just scoring your attention back to the sensations in the body, to what is felt in the heart. And even noticing the mind without getting carried away by any thinking or story, but just noticing where does it go every time? What's so important right now that it can't be present at this moment? And then kindly and lovingly just bringing your attention back to be the breath, your feet on the ground, the body sitting or lying here. Knowing that this is in itself an act of love, for it takes love to sit here. It takes love to be here with one another. It takes love to be aware so that we touch others' lives differently. So we're there for each other, fully conscious, not unconscious, not caught up on our story. Where does the mind go in the moments of silence? Could you maybe notice where it goes? And gently, just as if it was a baby getting distracted, escorting your attention right back, bringing your attention back to this moment as an act of love and kindness towards the moment, towards yourself. There's no bigger love than this. This is a kind of love that nobody can give. Just you. So being fully aware of the moment, being fully aware of right now. And you might notice how the mind kind of goes from the past to the future, planning, remembering. So there is a poem by Fred Dings called The Past. And he says, the nameless, unremembered acts of kindness are never lost. They whisper to our dreams like a mother's hum on the distant edge of sleep. They're the ghost of benevolence, whose many unseen hands lifts us in seasons of pain and lead us to chapels of faith in the stained glass of our perceptions. Their influence is always there, just the way the stars are always there. Even in day, the distant sun of time passes, mixing their light with the bright noon of the presence. And so today, I wanted to talk a little bit about how the mind kind of drifts between the past and the present. And it really doesn't take much for the mind to go into the past or the present, because just as the poem says, the past and the present build our perception, how we see the world. And even though it could be challenging to stay in the moment, to stay present, all it takes is that act of love, of just coming back time and again and again. So it's interesting. Today, I woke up with this feeling of somebody staring at me. I could feel the stare. You know that sense of stare when you're sleeping and you just feel like somebody's really staring at you. You can feel it almost. Well, that happened to me today. So the moment that I opened my eyes, I thought, that was interesting. And as I look out the window, there is a bird staring right at me while I sleep. So just for that moment, I decided that, again, with mindfulness, right? We have to make the decision to be present, to pay attention. So I made the decision to stay present with this bird who had been there for probably quite a while, didn't move even after I looked back at it. And I was able to stay fully engaged in this exchange of a stare with one another, looking right into its eyes, and the bird was looking right into mine, contemplating. And just like that, as I was staring right back into its eyes, thoughts started coming in. Thoughts about the day, thoughts about all the things I had to do, the planning. And just like that, I was not longer there. I was not longer in the moment. And so even though I wanted to be in the moment so much, I noticed a little bit of that struggle of like, oh, I got distracted. And then it took a little bit of effort to bring that bit of love and kindness, to embrace that, even that distraction. And so with mindfulness, we're invited in this way to bring this sense of kindness towards ourselves, towards our humanity. This is part of our humanity. We wouldn't be human if we didn't have this mind, I guess, distracted, as always planning. It's there for a reason. It kept us alive this long. And there's this awareness, though, every time we tap into the moment, this vast awareness, right? That requires us only to pay attention with kindness, kind curiosity. So John says about awareness, he says, awareness requires only the way we pay attention and see things as they are. It does not require that we change anything. And healing requires receptivity and acceptance, attuning to connectedness and whole. WHOLE. Attuning to connectedness and whole. And he also says over and over, there is only the present. The future is the present, and the past is the present as well. Hence, wherever you go, there you are. And so these words always stay with me because it's so true. And in the poem, it kind of explains it really well, because our perceptions, how we see the world, are built, are created from whatever past we've had. And our future is also created from there, right? We see the world a certain way because of our life experience. Whatever we might have gone through in life builds our perception of how things are. Even our perceptions towards one another, how we see each other, right? But in that deep awareness, when we're just fully present, as I was for maybe that second with the bird, didn't last very long. But I was able to stay there for one moment, right? And then again, with mindfulness, we notice when we're distracted, right? We notice when the mind wanders. And that's the idea. It will wander, and we kindly bring it back. And we even notice the judgment of, well, I've been practicing so long, I should be able to hold my attention longer, right? The expectation. And so really noticing even when that rises as part of the moment. And so maybe just taking a moment to drive a sense of gratitude towards yourself right now, towards this moment that's been here. It's so rich. It's so full. There's no need to look out there. It's all here. It's all with you. Tapping into the moment again, and maybe the sense of having given yourself this time, despite of your busy schedule, despite of everything else, as the greatest act of love towards yourself. Kindness towards one another for being here together, supporting each other in this practice, and one of the hardest things that a human being can ever do. So I want to thank you for being here. We're going to stay just for a little bit for maybe a reflection, questions, or answers. Thank you so much.